I'm deeply concerned about the size and shape of this hole you're digging. I know we've been getting in a lot of fights lately, but... but come on, man. Hi everybody, I'm Emily and this is my husband Dan, and we live off-grid with our 2-year-old in the high desert in Arizona, surrounded by pinyon pines and junipers. Subscribe and follow along as we build our dream homestead.
I think we've been pretty peaceful.
We've been a lot more peaceful now that you haven't been watching as many conspiracies and you've brought it back more to like the natives and the Hopi philosophy.
Can't get too caught up in the problem. You gotta address the problem, then get real caught up in the solution. The solution.
Instead of getting caught up in the problem, let's get caught up in the solution. Yep. And that's what I find, like, when we get too far into what's wrong, and it just can be kind of, it can just make you feel like real chaotic instead of like working toward the solution, which you are. Look, we're building a greenhouse right now. We're gonna build our greenhouse right here, but we're gonna dig it down so that way it maintains a good temperature year round.
We want to get below the frost line,
exactly.
Which here is about 18 inches. So a little under 2 feet. So we're gonna go about 4 feet. That way we just know we've got plenty of room.
A few days ago, I found a big arrowhead. This one right here is part of an arrowhead. It's got this smooth shape, but part of it is broken off. This is the first one I found. This one right here, as you can see, is like a fully intact arrowhead. Fully intact, super cool. They're both super cool, like super beautiful. I'm just gonna put this back over it. This is about the same spot we found it in. A few days ago, after we found the first arrowhead, I brought it inside to show Dan, and I left it on the counter in our RV. Around that same time, we started to get weird noises in the RV. There was like, the door would like creak when it's like 100% level. It would like creak open, and it would do it all throughout the night. And then I feel like it started to get worse, where I would like hear movement in the RV, and I'd wake up and I'd be like, is there someone in the RV? And then I'd be like, no, there's no one in the RV. The door is locked. The RV is small. It was just so strange, so strange. These were used to kill things. It probably was used to kill animals and maybe even in battle. I don't know. I think the bigger arrowheads, like that first one we found that's kind of broken, might have been used like on a spear. So they used it for spearing things. So yeah, I guess we didn't really necessarily know that it probably wouldn't be good to touch them and bring them inside. I just didn't think about it. We took them both and we put them back where we found them in that same little area, and yeah. We're definitely not going to bring them inside anymore or try to find them or collect them. I think that whatever it was or whatever it is that was around definitely had an energy that I think did impact us. Like, I don't know. I think both of us kind of realized that as human beings, we can be so disruptive to the land and to everything, and it's like we got to get back to more of the Native American way of living. We resonate really a lot with like the Hopi tradition of like, you really have to be in unison and one with the land. I think getting back to that is so important. Stars shining bright above me. Night breezes seem to whisper. Yeah. The more he digs, the deeper it gets, but the shape doesn't change.
Yep. We're gonna go 6 feet.
6 feet, yeah. Like almost 3 feet.
Right. Here, look. Oh, this is all.
Yeah, that's true.
Wait,
it's almost 3 feet. This one right.
Deeper.
Deeper. You're halfway there on the deepness on this one.
Yeah, I'm 3 feet right from here. So it's like
And why do you want to do 6 feet instead of, because we were going to do like 4 feet originally. Why 6 feet?
So I was reading online actually that someone in Concho, which isn't far from here, was saying that the frost line for them, or not the frost line, but the depth that they needed it was like, I think they said like 10 feet. But here's the thing, I might still only do 4 feet, but this part right here will still have to be 6, because for it to be 4 at the end, because we're on a hill like this.
Yeah, we're on a hill.
It's got to be 4 on the end. It's got to be 6 here.
Yeah.
About 2 feet change in elevation. So, but they said at that depth, at 10 feet, it keeps it like a nice, like 55 to 60. And we don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need it to be 55 to 60 feet, because we're going to grow winter hardy crops, stuff that can survive like really cold temperatures. So
yeah,
and we'll explain that in future videos. We're going to do some like fava beans and a lot of different like winter cabbage and stuff like that that'll work really well. We want to go for nutritious stuff. Kale is pretty cold resistant. Yeah. And there's stuff that you can do to make your crops last in the winter. If it's going to get real cold for a spell, you go out and you just get some plastic and you wrap the tops of them in plastic, a couple layers, and it insulates the actual plants themselves too. So it's like you can insulate the plants, you can put them in styrofoam boxes, so that way, you know, the roots are more insulated. And ultimately, if it starts dropping down where it's getting around, I'd say if it drops down below 40 in our greenhouse is probably where we'll set the temperature, and the thermostat will kick on a little space heater in there to keep it at least above 40. So
40 degrees?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, below 40. Okay. I thought you meant above like 40 below.
No, above 40.
I was like, it'll never get that cold.
Above 40 Fahrenheit. That's the goal, is just to keep our greenhouse above 40. And you know, maybe in the future I could dig it down deeper and deeper as time goes. But I think the first step is going to be just getting some 4-foot ones put in here. Build in some planter boxes with styrofoam to keep the plants insulated even more. So we're going to do a double layer of plastic. That'll even be more insulated.
Look at your feet.
Money.
Your foot looks sickly. It's like white. All this like caliche and clay.
Dude, this shit's getting hard, bro.
Dude, that stuff is so hard to dig through. I can't even do this. Don't
come out here if you think you just want to dig a hole and be good, because look at this shit.
Dan can do this. I can't really dig down in this stuff like he can.
I'm a grown-ass 200-pound dude.
That's hard.
Yeah, that's... drive the shovel. One spot a few times like that. I'll hit one spot a few times like this, and then I'll sink it real deep.
Dude, that actually looked... It might be getting a little bit... Wow, that would look like a lot easier than...
Yeah.
It's getting easier? You think the deeper?
I'm getting good techniques for it, you know what I mean? And then the next part, same thing. It just comes right up after that.
We're just taking all the dirt from the greenhouse dig and we're using it to level our driveway. Because our driveway has been really, really uneven.
The news is, when it rains, this is all caliche, so it's gonna like kind of hard as we drive over it.
Yeah. So. It'll compact real nicely, and
like solid caliche right here.
This is like cement. It's like laying cement down, cement and clay. Yeah.